The Roman Empire, at its height, was an awe-inspiring powerhouse, spanning vast territories that included regions as diverse as Egypt, Spain, England, and even modern-day Iraq. It maintained military dominance, established intricate administrative systems, and seemed destined to rule indefinitely. However, by the 5th century Common Era, this once mighty empire had become a shadow of its former self, eventually collapsing under the weight of numerous internal and external pressures. This video examines the reasons behind the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, offering a detailed and nuanced understanding of this monumental historical event. The foundation of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire began as a republic, replacing a flawed monarchy and expanding through military conquests. However, its governance struggled with power dispersed among the Senate and magistrates. Julius Caesar's rise in the mid-1st century, before Common Era, marked a turning point as his military success and reforms gained popularity but alarmed elites, leading to his assassination in 44 before Common Era. The resulting civil wars ended with Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, emerging victorious. Later known as Augustus, he became Rome's first emperor, consolidating power and establishing the foundation of the Roman Empire, transitioning it from a republic to an imperial system. The expansion of the empire. Under Augustus, Rome transformed from a republic into a centralized monarchy. Augustus' reign marked the beginning of an era of expansion and administrative organization. The empire grew to include vast territories in Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, organized into provinces governed by Roman officials. This allowed Rome to exert control over far-reaching areas, while maintaining a semblance of local autonomy, provided provinces paid taxes and remained loyal. This system worked effectively for a time, ushering in a period known as the Pax Romana, Roman peace, which lasted for over 2 centuries. During this era, the empire experienced relative stability, economic prosperity, and cultural flourishing. However, beneath the surface, challenges began to emerge: religious conflict and the rise of Christianity. The Roman Empire was deeply rooted in polytheism, with gods like Jupiter and Mars central to its religious practices. Temples, rituals, and festivals played an integral role in Roman society. However, during the 1st century Common Era, a new faith began to gain followers: Christianity. Emerging from Judaism and based on the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, Christianity initially faced persecution under Roman rule. Authorities viewed it as a threat to traditional Roman values and governance. Despite early efforts to suppress it, Christianity persisted and gradually spread. By the 4th century, Emperor Constantine embraced the faith, leading to its widespread acceptance. Constantine's conversion was a turning point, as it not only legitimized Christianity, but also tied it to the imperial structure, reshaping the empire's religious and cultural identity. Internal decline and Commodus' reign. While external pressures loomed, internal instability posed significant challenges to the empire. The reign of Emperor Commodus, 180 to 192 Common Era, exemplifies this decline. Commodus ascended the throne at just 15 years old and quickly became notorious for his erratic and self-indulgent behavior. Obsessed with gladiatorial combat and personal glory, he neglected administrative duties, destabilizing the empire. Commodus' assassination in 192 Common Era triggered a period of intense political chaos, known as the Year of the Five Emperors. Civil war erupted as multiple claimants vied for power. This instability weakened the empire's central authority, setting the stage for further fragmentation. The crisis of the 3rd century. The 3rd century Common Era was a turbulent period for Rome, marked by economic collapse, military defeats, and political instability. The empire fractured into 3 parts: the Gallic Empire in the west, the Palmyrene Empire in the east, and the Central Roman Empire. A series of weak and short-lived emperors further exacerbated the crisis. Amid this chaos, Emperor Aurelian, 270 to 275 Common Era, emerged as a unifying figure. Aurelian restored the empire's territorial integrity by reconquering the breakaway regions and strengthening defenses, including building the formidable Aurelian walls around Rome. His efforts temporarily stabilized the empire, but systemic problems persisted. Religious conflict and the rise of Christianity. The Roman Empire, rooted in polytheism with gods like Jupiter and Mars, intertwined religion with governance and identity. Temples, rituals, and festivals reinforced this divine connection. In the 1st century Common Era, Christianity, emerging from Judaism and based on Jesus of Nazareth's teachings, began challenging the polytheistic norm. Jesus' crucifixion by Roman authorities did not stop his followers as the faith steadily grew, appealing to the poor and disenfranchised. Seen as subversive, Christians were scapegoated and persecuted. Despite this, Christianity spread through grassroots efforts. A turning point came in the 4th century when Emperor Constantine converted after reportedly seeing a divine vision. The Edict of Milan in 313 Common Era granted Christians religious tolerance, integrating the faith into Roman governance. This shift secured Christianity's survival and reshaped the empire's cultural and spiritual identity, paving the way for its global dominance. Internal decline and Commodus' reign. The reign of Emperor Commodus, 180 to 192 Common Era, marked a sharp decline in Rome's stability, driven by ineffective leadership and self-indulgence. Ascending the throne at 15, Commodus showed little interest in governance, instead focusing on personal pleasures and gladiatorial combat, often participating in raid battles. He declared himself a god, renamed months after himself, and demanded adoration, alienating the Senate and elites while fostering corruption. Neglect of state affairs weakened the empire, and his assassination in 192 Common Era triggered the Year of the Five Emperors, a period of chaotic civil wars as rival factions vie for power. This relentless infighting eroded central authority, destabilizing governance and leaving Rome vulnerable to internal dissent and external invasions. Commodus' reckless reign exemplified the perils of unfit leadership, hastening the empire's decline and fragmentation. The crisis of the 3rd century. The 3rd century Common Era was a turbulent period for Rome, marked by economic instability, military defeats, and political fragmentation. The empire fractured into the Gallic Empire in the west, the Palmyrene Empire in the east, and a weakened Central Roman Empire. Short-lived emperors, often military generals, failed to consolidate power, leading to political chaos and violent transitions. Inflation and debased currency crippled trade, while barbarian invasions further strained the overstretched military. Emperor Aurelian, 270 to 275 Common Era, restored unity by reclaiming breakaway territories and fortifying Rome with the Aurelian walls. His economic reforms and military successes brought temporary stability, but systemic issues like corruption, overexpansion, and economic fragility persisted. These unresolved problems left the empire vulnerable, accelerating its eventual decline. Reforms under Diocletian and Constantine. Emperor Diocletian, 284 to 305 Common Era, introduced sweeping reforms to address the empire's structural weaknesses. He divided the empire into eastern and western halves, each governed by a senior emperor, Augustus, and a junior emperor, Caesar, in a system known as the Tetrarchy. This approach aimed to improve administrative efficiency and military response, but also formalized the division of the empire. Diocletian's successor, Constantine the Great, 306 to 337 Common Era, further consolidated power and introduced significant changes. He established Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, as a new capital in the east, strategically positioned for trade and defense. Constantine also reorganized the military, reformed the currency, and endorsed Christianity as the empire's official religion. These reforms bolstered the empire in the short term, but could not resolve its deeper issues. The The division of the empire. After Constantine's death, the empire was again divided among his sons, leading to renewed infighting. By 395 Common Era, the Roman Empire was permanently split into the Western Roman Empire, based in Rome, and the Eastern Roman Empire, centered in Constantinople. The eastern half, later known as the Byzantine Empire, would endure for another 1,000 years. The western half, however, faced increasing challenges: barbarian invasions and the fall of the Western Empire. In the 4th and 5th centuries, external threats, particularly from the Huns and Gothic tribes, strained the Western Roman Empire. Attila the Hun's invasions forced Germanic tribes, like the Goths, to seek refuge within Roman borders, overwhelming the empire's ability to manage them. Mismanagement and exploitation of the Goths fueled resentment, leading to the Visigoths, under Alaric, sacking Rome in 410 Common Era, a shocking blow to the empire. By the mid-5th century, the Western Roman Empire had weakened significantly. In 476 Common Era, barbarian King Odoacer deposed the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, declaring himself ruler of Italy. This event marked the end of the Western Roman Empire as a political entity, leaving only its legacy and the Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantium, to carry on its cultural and administrative traditions. Thanks for diving into the fascinating story of Rome's rise and fall. If you love this journey through history, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic tales. Don't miss out. History's waiting to blow your mind.